Hello, hi everyone. So now we'll discuss the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan Part 4. We are already discussed the Part 1, Part 2 and the Part 3. Right now the Part 1 related to the 15 measures and Part 2 we have the what poor and the migrant laborers and the farmers are there covered under the Part 2. And now it is a Part 3 agriculture sector. Now the Part 4 is about 8 sectors are covered under the Part 4. Now we'll discuss. So that is they are named as a Part 4 as about new horizons of the growth. New horizons of the growth, the structural reforms across the what 8 sectors, paving the way for the what Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. So they are selected the 8 sectors. They are making the reforms in the 8 sectors. So they are calling this as the new horizons of the what economic growth. These are the growth engines for the what. So Indian economy. They are considering that new horizons of the what economic growth for the India. How many are there selected? 8 sectors. Exam purpose very important question. How many sectors they are selected under the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan? 8 sectors in which part? Fourth part. So 4 into 8, that is a 4 and the 8, so that is a fourth part. They are selected the what 8 sectors. So these 8 sectors include the first one is the coal sector, and second one is the mineral sector, third one is the defense, and the fourth one is the civil aviation, fifth one is the power sector, and the sixth one is the social infrastructure, and seventh is the space sector, and eighth is the atomic energy. So they are going to make the reforms in these 8 sectors, right? So exam purpose very important question this one. In the multiple choice, which of the followings are there and which of the followings are considered as a what 8 sectors of the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan? How many sectors? 8 sectors. What are those 8 sectors? Also very important. So the small logic to remember that. So you can add these two: coal, mineral, social, defense, civil, power, atomic, space. Remember in this way: atomic, space. Generally we know that atomic, space, civil power, atomic, space, social, defense, coal, mineral. Easy to remember: coal, mineral, social, defense, civil, power, atomic, space. These are the 8 sectors. Now what are the reforms they are under the in particular sector? So number one, starting with the what coal sector. So they want to make the three important reforms in the coal sector. Number one is the what introduction of the commercial mining in the coal sector, and second one is the diversified opportunities in the coal sector, and third one is the what liberalizer regime in the coal sector. Simple logic is that, so commercial mining in the coal sector, diversified opportunities in the coal sector, and liberalized regime in the coal sector, which means everything is given to the private persons. That is a clear indication there. So diversified means who are generally, right? Now what is the coal sector in India? Now presently in India, almost 70 to 75% of the coal is mined by the what? So Government of India organization, that's Coal India Limited, which is located in the Kolkata headquarter. So that is a Coal India Limited is a almost 3 by 4th of the mining activities in India done by the Coal India Limited only. So right, that's why that Government of India now want even private sector to participate in the exploration and production of the coal. Even exploration and the production of the coal sector, they are opening the opening the gates for the what private sectors. At present, that is a monopoly enjoyed by the what Coal India Limited only. But in the limited sectors, then private companies are there, but majorly 3 by 4th is under the Coal India Limited only. So now these three reforms. Now we go to the first reform: introduction of the commercial mining in the coal sector. Introduction of the commercial mining in the coal sectors. So commercial mining in the self itself indicating that, so that is a private sector participation is necessary, because the Coal India Limited is no monopoly. The Coal India Limited capacity is not enough for the exploration and the production of the what coal in India. So that's why Government of India now opening the doors for the what private sector in the which mining, coal mining. That is the number one. Now how they will give the for the private sector? So that is a mechanism involved in the private sector is about revenue sharing mechanism instead of the regime fixed or rupee for ton. So any party can bid for the coal block and sell in the open market. This is not required, but generally understand this one. What is the revenue sharing mechanism? Revenue sharing mechanism means, so that is a public sector, that means government and private sector both together will participate in the, so even though if the mine is given to the private sector for the quarrying purpose, then automatically government and the private will share the what revenue basis. For example, in the market they are selling the 1 ton price is 1 lakh rupees. 1 ton of the coal they are sold at the what 1 lakh rupees. In that 1 lakh rupees, that share that is revenue will be shared between the government and the what private sector. So that is a involved involved in this one. So they are opening the doors for the private sector. That is a number one issue. And if they are opening the for the private sector, then how they are sharing that fund? So they are sharing in the what revenue mechanism. Whatever the profit they will get, that is shared among the what, so government and the private person. That is the second point. So now entry norms will be liberalized. There is a right, all are eligible now. So nearly 50 blocks are will be offered immediately. Immediately now 50 blocks will be offered to the what, private sector, and which basis? Revenue sharing basis. And next one, exploration come production regime. Exploration for come production. Now exploration come production will be again given to the what, private sectors only, and production is the earlier than scheduled will be incentivized through the what, rebate in the revenue share, right? If the company is producing the what earlier than the prescribed day, then automatically that company is going to get the what, incentives. That means extra benefit will be given to them from the what, revenue sharing. So there are the only 5 things are there. So don't see these all sentences. All sentences will confuse you. So there are only one is the private sector participation. That private sector participation is based on the what, revenue sharing with the government and the private sector. And third one is the what, immediately they will offer the what, 50 blocks to the what, private sector. And again private sectors are allowed even for what, exploration plus production. And next one is if they are producing the earlier than the prescribed date, and they are eligible for the what, revenue share. So this was the first reform they are going to what, introduce in the what, this coal sector, right? Next, second is about diversified opportunities in the coal sector. What is the diversified opportunities in the coal sector means? Again diversified means more number of the choices. So diversified opportunities in the what, that is a coal sector, that is a coal gasification or liquefaction will be incentivized through the what, same again the same gas based economy. Generally when we are exploring these coals, and in between the coal layers there is a gas also there. That gas is also very useful to us. So that's why this is called gas based economy. That gas is what, coal gasification or liquefaction. So that is a significantly lower the environment impact, also assist the Indian switching to the what, gas based economy. That coal gasification or liquefaction, that is a conversion of the gas into the what, coal conversion, sorry, so conversion of the coal to the what, gas. So that is one process is there where we are converting the coal to the what, gas. So that will become the what, gas based economy, conversion of the coal to the what, gas. Right, for this purpose the government of India, so for this purpose infrastructure development, the government of India going to spend about 50,000 crore rupees of the fund. And out of this one 50,000 crore rupees of the fund they are spending. And because of this 50,000 crore rupees, they are targeting that 1 billion tons of the coal production will increase by the what, 2023 and 24, plus coal production from the private blocks also, including, which includes both government and private sector coal blocks. Total what, 50,000 crore rupees are the government going to inject. So which is a 1 billion tons of the coal production. And this will also include the what, 18,000 crores worth of the invest in the mechanized transfer of the what, coal from the conveyor belt from the mines to the what, railway slidings. And the railway tracks are there in order to completely to fill the goods rail, and there is a conveyor belts are there. The conveyor belts will be automatically dump the entire coal into the what, goods train. So that is the conveyor belts will be there. So because of in order to construct those conveyor belt, 18,000 crore rupees are we are spending for the what, conveyor belt. Liberalized regime in the coal sector. So liberalized regime means freedom. So that is the coal bed methane extra rates will be auctioned from the coal. In the coal bed methane means, again I said that, so in between the coal, whenever we are extracting the coal, and in between the coal there is a gas will be there. The gas is stored, that gas is known as what, methane. So if you are extracting the gas from the coal mines, that is known as coal bed methane generally. So that is a coal bed methane rights will be auctioned from the what, Coal India Limited. Means private sector can purchase these rights to extract the what, so methane from the what, coal. And ease of doing business, that is such as mining plan will be simplification will be taken. This will allow the what, automatic 40% increasing of the what, annual production. Mining plan simplification means, if you want to explore the mining in some particular area, you require the what, that should be what, forest area. First you require environmental clearance, and again you require groundwater pollution clearance, and again the tribal, if the tribal people are there, then you need to displace them to the other places, and pollution control. So all these types of the permissions are needed for the what, coal minings. So that's why they are naming that now we are going to what, mining plan simplification, right? So which will increase the what, automatic production of the what, participant, because the permissions are not getting in the in time, that's why the production is reducing. So that's why if you get the permission in the within the in time, then automatically it will increase the what, 40% of the production. That means that government of India intended, which hasten the process of the what, production. Now the concessions in the commercial terms given the what to the Coal India Limited to the consumers. The concessions in the what commercial, they will give the some concessions. So relief worth of the what 5,000 crores is offered to the Coal India Limited, right? The concession means based on the their performances. So how the companies are performing, based on that their performance for the that concessions will begin to the what consumers. Consumers means who are purchasing the this coal from the what Coal India Limited. Now second one is the mineral sector. In the mineral sector, so enhancing the private sector in the mineral sector, and second one is about policy reforms in the mineral sector. These are the proposed for the what a mineral sector. Right, number one, so enhancing the private investment in the mineral sector. Again, I said how the Coal India Limited is going toward coal mines are allocating the private sector. In the same way, now we are allocating the some of the these are the minerals other than coal sector. There are many minerals are there. Copper is there, zinc is there, right? Iron is there. So coal sector is separate, and this is for other minerals other than coal. So that is the coal sector is separate. These minerals means other than coal sector, right? Now, so introduction of the seamless composite exploration come the what mining come production means they will allocate the exploration rights and mining rights and the production rights to the what same company. Now 500 blocks would be offered through the what open and the transparent auction process means anyone can participate. So giant auction of the bauxite and coal mineral banks to enhance the what aluminum industry's competitiveness will be introduced to help the what aluminum industry. So for the what electricity loss, right? So that is a very important. So in order to that bauxite is in order to produce the aluminum goods, we require the what coal and the bauxite are required as a raw material in order to produce the what aluminum. So bauxite is the raw material and coal is the raw material. So that's why if they are allocating the what bauxite and coal blocks to the same company for the convenience of the production of the what aluminum. So that's why the same company will get the what coal blocks in the same place, and the same company is going to get the what bauxite mining blocks in the same place. That is easier for them to manufacture the what to prepare the what aluminum. So that's why the government of India is saying that. So they are using the one word. The word name is about giant auction. Giant auction of the bauxite and the coal, because these are the raw materials for the aluminum industry. Right, in this way, so this is one of the new reform. And again, the 500 mining blocks will be allocated so on the open and transparent auction process, right? So examination purpose here, the question is how many mineral blocks are auctioning in the right for the private sector. So 500. And second one is for the which of the following minerals the government of India is started the what giant action. So that is a bauxite and what minerals, or for which of the following industry government of India is issuing the what giant action. That answer is what aluminum industry. So next word, policy reform in the mineral sector. So the distinction between the captive and non-captive minings to allow the transfer of the what mining leases and sale surplus minerals leading to the better efficiency in the mining and production shall be removed. So now we need to discuss what is this captive and the non-captive minings. Originally, so before the 1991 there is no captive mining in India. So captive mining means, for example, take an example, Tata Steel is there and Jindal Steel is there, Ratan Steel is there. So all these are the different types of the steel companies are there. The question is how the steel is produced. In order to produce the steel, we require the carbon. Carbon means automatically that is a coal only, plus iron. If you combine the coal and iron, then you will get the what steel. So that's why generally, so the captive mining means some of the private companies are government of India allocated the some of the coal blocks to the what private companies. Some of the coal blocks to the private companies after 1991 onwards. So if we are allocating the some of the iron ore blocks and the this coal mining blocks to the private sector for the production of the steel, then it is called what captive mining. Then it is called what captive mining. Simple logic is captive mining is the allocation of the these minerals to the what private sector for their own use, for their own use. So that is generally called captive mining. So the captive mining is introduced after the what 1991 onwards, the captive mining. So in the during the Congress time, that is that coal blocks coming, that is only captive mining only, because allocation of the these coal blocks are that any mineral blocks to the private sector for the low cost. So that is lead to the what that is a coal scam in the Congress time. So that is a captive mining means allocation of the what coal blocks or any mineral blocks to the private sector for the what their own use. For example, Jindal Steel. So Jindal Steel will get the what captive mines, right? Non-captive means so other than private prices. Now the what the government of India want to do, so there will be a no restriction between the captive minings and the what non-captive minings, and also saying that the sale of the surplus of the unused minerals leading to the what better use. For example, we are allocated the some mines to the Jindal Steel, but Jindal Steel is not used the allocated blocks, then automatically entire the blocks will be wasted. So that's why if the Jindal Steel is not using the allocated blocks, then it will be transferred to the what some other persons. That is also now government of India want to do that one. So otherwise before that one there is a, if you are allocated to the Jindal steel plant, then it will be used by the Jindal only. There is a no chance to the transfers to the others. Now the government of India want to do the what transfer to the what others also if they are not used. Right, Ministry of the Mines is in the process of the developing of the mineral index for the what different minerals, and they are going to launch the what mineral index in India, and there will be a rationalization of the stamp duty payable at the time of the what awarding what mining leases, and this is no point of point of view. Exam point of view only here the only one or two questions are there. This 500 bucks and giant auction bauxite and aluminum industry and this one. So government of India wanted to done away with the what captive and the non-captive mines, and again they want to the what surplus. So now see logic here, why the government of India want to do away with the what captive and non-captive minings. Already we are opening the entire minerals to the what private sector automatically. Everyone is, we are opened everything. See here, open auction. So now see here 500 mining blocks are offered through the what open and the transparent auction process. Open means what? Open for all, anyone can participate in the tender process. Then automatically what is the need of the captive mining? Captive mining means allocating only to the private sector. You are opening the every sector to the private side sector, then there is a no need of the what captive mining at all. Third one is the defense sector. So enhancing the self-reliance in the defense production and the policy reforms in the defense production. These are the two new reforms they are going to introduce. Right. So in order to make in India, for the self-reliance in the promoted by the what? So what the government of India is saying that, so in order to promote the self-reliance means we should not depend upon any other country. So then government of India stated that every year they want to release the one list, and whatever the goods are listed in that particular list, enlisted in that particular list, those type of the goods should not be imported from the any other country, which means so whatever the goods are banned from the import, those goods must be produced within India only. You should not import any goods from the other countries which are given under the list. So that is the government of India want, every year they want to make the list from which are the banned goods import list. See here, defense production will be promoted by notifying the list of the weapons for the ban on the imports with year-wise timelines. Every year it will notify the what so and so weapons are banned from the import. If they are banned, mean how the India will use. If they are banned means we need to produce within the India only. So that is the concept of the what make indigenization. So indigenization means what? So we need to produce the India produce within the India only. So indigenization of the imported sports space and separate budget provisioning for the what domestic capital produce will help with the reducing the what huge defense import bill. Right? Every year they will release the list. Based on that list you should not import those goods, right? And this is normal on improving the autonomy, accountability, efficiency of the ordnance board, not required. Now again that this was one of the major reform they are going to get in the examination. FDI limit in the defense manufacturing sector is under the automatic route is raised from the what 49% to the what 74%. So generally FDI is allowed in the two routes, automatic route and approval route. Automatic route means automatically without permission of the government. Approval route means you require the what permission of the government of India. There are two routes are there, automatic route and what approval route. Now here the defense sector we are allowed approval route or automatic route. So automatic route with the what 49 to the what 74%. So that is automatic route will be raised from the 49 to the what 74%. Don't confuse, it is not approval route, it is automatic route, which means the permission of the government of India is not required. So to invest in India in the defense sector up to the what 74%. And again there will be a right, so time bound defense procurement process. For this purpose the government of India want to project what project management unit. Project management unit means timely allocation of the project and timely completion of the what project. For this purpose the government of India want to establish the what project management unit, right? Next third one, so in order to test that weapons, whatever the weapons are produced in India, in order to test those weapons, so that is setting up of the what general staff qualitative requirements. General staff qualitative requirement GSQR of the weapons and platform, overhauling the trial and testing procedures. So this general stuff of the qualitative requirement is, so always they will check the what is the quality of the goods producing in India. So is quality is there with the world standard or not, that is quality will be maintained in the defense goods. So this is the one type of the organization, they will check the quality, so that they want to check. So general staff quality requirement and project management unit, so this is only to support the contractors for the timely completion of the allocated projects. And the example, if you are given the Rafale deal to the Rafale, so Rafale should deliver the aircrafts within the time, so with the support of the project management unit. Next one, civil aviation sector. So again the civil aviation sector, this is the now the civil aviation sector is having the very high boom in India present. Civil aviation sector under the civil aviation sector, the government of India want to lift the restrictions on the use of the Indian airspace. So whatever the restrictions are there, some restrictions are there, so they want to remove all the restrictions of the Indian airspace, and it will benefit the total 1,000 crore rupees per the year for the aviation sector. If you go to the airport, if airport, then in the airports there will different types of the SpiceJet is there, Air India is there, Air Asia is there. So all different types of these companies are there, aviation companies. So every company will have the some space in the airport, and along with that some restrictions. So that now what the government of India is saying is that we want to remove all the restrictions for the use of the airspace, Indian airspace, not only in the airport, not only in the airport, airspace comes, airspace means what, in the sky also. So that the more world class airports, the more world class airports, the public private participation, already 6 airports are identified as the given to the development for for the bidding for the operation and the maintenance of the public partnership private basis. And additionally, so totally, so in the first phase they are given the 6, and second phase they are given the 6, total the 12 airports in India. Now 12 airports in India are given to the private sector, so for the purpose of the operation and the maintenance. So that is Shamshabad Airport, Rajiv Gandhi International Airport, Hyderabad. Generally that was the first airport in India which is completely private. So private public private partnership airport, that one. So that the GMR company is almost having the 74% of the share in that Rajiv Gandhi. So that is in that way, so that is completely maintained by the private persons, like that. So how many airports are there here? Now the 12 airports are given to the private sector for the operation and the maintenance. So why they are giving to the private sectors is they want to create the more world class airports through the public and private partnership. And next one, India to become a global hub for the aircraft maintenance and the repair and the overhaul. So this is very simple. So what is the aircraft maintenance, repair and the overhaul? So for example, if your bike is repaired, you will go to the some mechanic shop, right? Otherwise, if your car is repaired, you will go to the car shop. But if aeroplanes are repaired, then where you will go? So generally in India, those type of the mechanics are not developed. So generally the Indian air, whatever the flights are so running in the India, whatever the flights are flying in India, generally, so they are repair, and the repair will be done in the some other countries, Thailand and Singapore. And Singapore is very famous for the this MRO for the maintenance and repair and the overhaul. So then India is not in India, so this repair mechanism is not well developed. So that's why the government of India is saying that India to become the global hub for the aircraft maintenance and the repair and the overhaul. So that the repairing strategy. So the aircraft components and the repairs and the airframe maintenance to increase the 800 crores to the 2000 crores in the 3 years. Next in the 3 years they want to increase the this maintenance and the repair and overall hub from the cost of the so increase the cost from the 800 crores to the 2000 crores in the 3 years. That is the turnover of the business. Now the now that is major hub is the Singapore, and the Thailands are major hub for the this MRO maintenance and the repair and overhaul of the air flights. In simple logic, in our term, you can remember that these are the repairing of the aeroplanes. Aeroplanes are repairing in the Singapore and Thailands. But India is the now childhood stage. They want to develop that this aeroplane repairing industry from the 8,000 crores to the 2,000 crore rupees in the upcoming the 3 years. That was the one of the only thing here required is. Now power sector. So in the power sector, so they are in the power sector, so three reforms are there. One is the tariff policy reform. Under the tariff policy reform, they are announced the what consumer right and promoting the industry and sustainability of the sector. Consumer rights, consumer means who are using that. Discoms inefficiency should not be burden for the what consumers. For example, discoms or distribution companies are there. If the distribution companies are losing the any loss, distribution companies are facing the any loss, then automatically they will increase the power bill. If they increase the power bill, automatically that should be burden on the what consumers. So now the government of India want to remove that type of the what actions of the what discom companies. Means the discom company inefficiency should not be burden to the what consumers, and standard service and associated penalties for the what discoms, and discoms to ensure the what adequate power and load shedding to be penalized. Now the in order to protect the consumers, the discoms are not providing the standard services, the discom companies are liable to pay the what penalty to the what consumers here. Discount companies are paying penalty to the consumers because we are paying the money. If we are paying the money, they have to provide the standard service of the power, right? So then ensure the what adequate power. So sometimes there will be weak current, sometimes there will be full current, right? Sometimes there is that fluctuations in the power sector. So if the fluctuations are, then automatically TV, refrigerator, everything will what collapses. So that type of should be minimized. That is the standards of the what services. Right. Now the promote in the industry. So industry, which industry? Power sector industry. So reduction in the cross subsidies and time bound grant of the what open access and generation and transmission projects for the what selected so competitively. A very simple one. There is no need to explain this one. And the sustainability of the sector. So sustain means long term. In the long term, the say energy sector will be what sustain. So no regulatory assets, timely payment of the what gencos, that is generation companies. Who will pay the money to the genco companies? These distribution companies. So power sector generally involved the four stages. One is the genco companies, generation companies. Second is the transmission companies, and third is the what distribution companies, and fourth is the what consumers. So we need to protect the all the people, then only the power sector will be sustained. So that's why that so generation sector, transmission and the distribution and the consumers all are important for the this industry. So that's why so timely payment to the what gencos. Who will pay that to the gencos? Consumers will pay to the discoms, the discoms will pay to the transmissions pay with the what gencos. Right, again there is a complete privatization of the what? Complete privatization of the distribution, power distribution in the union territories. Complete privatization of the what? So that is a distribution of the power in the what? Union territories. They want not in the states but in the union territories. They want to privatize the entire distribution of the power sector in the union territories. The state governments are not allowing. That's why state government is generally covered by controlled by the state governments only power sector. Next is social sector, social infrastructure, boosting the private sector investment through the what revamped viability gap funding scheme with the what 8,100 crore rupees. So what is this social infrastructure? A social infrastructure means generally so developing of the sanitation facilities and developing the drinking water facilities, construction of the what hospitals and construction of the educational institutions. So right, so all these type of the activities comes under the word social infrastructure, which means whatever the infrastructure we are constructed, that infrastructure must be useful to what entire society. The infrastructure is using to the society, that type of the infrastructure is called what? Social infrastructure. So on this social infrastructure, the government of India want to spend the what 8,100 crore rupees of the what so money. So that is so the government will enhance the quantum of the viability gap funding up to the what 30%, up to the what 30% of the total cost, each of the total project cost, so by the central or state or government, right? What is the meaning of here? For example, I want to construct the one educational institutions. I want to construct the one education institutions, but my investment is 1 crore rupees of the investment is required, but I have only 70 lakh crore rupees. Sorry, I want 1 crore rupees of the investment, but I had only 70 lakhs. So I am facing the deficit of the what 30 lakh crore rupees. Now the government of India will provide the 30 lakh crore rupees in the form of the what loan. So that is generally considered as what viability gap funding. Viability gap funding is how much 30% of the total project cost. My project hospital, my educational institution cost is 1 crore. 1 crore into 30%, which is equal to what? 30 lakhs. So 30 lakhs rupees is provided by the viability gap funding for the development of the what? Social infrastructure. So earlier it was the 20% only. Now the government of India want to increase from the 20% to the what? 30%. 20% to the what? 30%. So that is a viability gap funding is increased from 20 to the what? 30%. That is a exam purpose important bit. So how much percent of the viability gap funding is there? That is a, so 30%. So that is for which sector? Not for this. 30% of the viability gap funding is only for the one sector, that is what? Specially for the social infrastructure. So for this purpose, how much government of India allocated? 8100 crores are allocated as a what? Viability gap funding for the what? Development of the social infrastructure with 30% of the what? Loans. So right, earlier it was 20% only, now it is increased to the what? 30%. Now space sector is there. Again the space sector, even the private companies are companies in the satellites and launches and the space sectors. Now the private companies are also allowed in the what? Private companies are also allowed in the what? Satellite manufacturing and satellite launching and space based services. And the private sector will be allowed to use the what? ISRO facilities, and the projects of the planetary exploration and outer space travel also shall be open for the what? Private sector, and liberal geospatial data also will be used by the what? Private sector. So private sector can participate in the any of the ISRO. Simple logics. So that is what? Private sector can participate in the satellite launches, and private sector can use the ISRO facilities, and private sector also participates in the planetary exploration, other space travel. For example, if you want to go to the moon, and the private sector can what? Plan any moon. For example, recently we launched the Chandrayaan 3 by the ISRO only. If the any private sector is interested in that, private sector also can now launch the mission from the India to the what? Moon. So now the question is, why the private sectors are so far not done any space experiments in India? So that is completely space in India is controlled by the what? Government only. So that is the government sector. So that's why the private sector participation is not there in the space. Everything is done by what? ISRO only. So now if they want to prepare the any mission to the moon in India, so that you should be prepared by only ISRO only. But now what the government of India is saying, that we are allowing the private sector even to what? Planetary exploration. So maybe Ratan Tata or maybe Reliance company, which are having huge amount of the fund, they may start the some mission on their own to what? Space. Now atomic energy related reforms. So that is government of India is setting the one unit. The unit name is the what? Research reactor. So research reactor through the what? Public private partnership for the production of the what? Medical isotopes shall be established to promote the what? So affordable treatment for the what? Cancer and other disease. Generally isotopes used in the what? Cobalt 60, right? The carbon 14D, C14 and cobalt 60, and these are the general medical isotopes. And there are so many medical isotopes are there. Generally these isotopes are used in the medical treatments only. So in order to produce these medical isotopes, government of India is establishing a separate organization. That separate organization name is what? Research reactor. Research reactor. So exam purpose the question is that, what is the use of the research reactor? So which of the following is the objective of the research reactor? It is the production of the medical isotopes, or production of the nuclear missiles, or production of the what? Aircraft carrier, or production of the or construction of the nuclear power plants in India. So these type of the options they will give. So that is what? Production of the what? Medical isotopes. And the government also facilities in the public private mode to use the what? Irradiation technology for the food preservation and agriculture reforms, and the farmers shall be established. Irradiation technology means that is a purification, that is a generally purification of the what? Vegetables through the what? Radiation. So that is also so developed with the public private sector so cooperation. India is a robust startup ecosystem will be linked to the nuclear sector for this technology. So development come incubation center will be set up for the fostering of the synergy between the research and the technology entrepreneurs. So in this atomic energy sector, so there are the many startups are there in India. So in order to many startups are there in India. So in order to this one, so that is a development come the what? Incubation centers will be established to use the what? So technology in India, especially for the development of the what? Nuclear energy sector. So here irradiation technology and the production of the what medical isotopes for the research reactor, right? So and these are the reforms announced by the, so under the what part 4.